Hey, this is Leon Poe, man. You listening to Causeway Street Podcast.
What's up, y'all? This is Kenny Anderson. Y'all listen to the Causeway Street Podcast.
For all you new listeners out there, I'm your host, Causeway Pavone. I'm joined as usual by my two co-hosts.
I'm Sean Dutra. What's up?
Yeah,
like
talk
long
about
walks
yourself.
on the bee.
There you go. Joel Pavone. What up?
I'm a Pisces. The most romantic.
It leads off with that.
The most romantic sign in all the zodiac.
Oh,
If you couldn't tell by my voice already.
oh,
Sexy.
But I'm the producer of this ensemble that we call Causeway Street. In case you missed it.
Hey, Bill Walton here, Celtics 1986. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Yeah, come here for nothing but the truth. This is where dreams come true. Thank you, Boston, for my life.
where are we going?
You guys are such homers.
It's your boy Terry Rozier. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Now listen to my boys Joe, Sway, Joel, and Sean.
We're going to order some pizza.
Celtics? Yeah, we're gonna order food soon. Just take your shirt off.
Back with another episode of the Causeway Street Podcast. Josué Pavone, that's me. I'm back. So
Thank God, bro. Last week I was.
Leave you guys to yourselves for one day.
It didn't, and it was.
For one day.
I know. Sorry, man.
Well, I tell you to hold the fort down for one day.
I held it.
And
I held it down as best as I
over
could,
here.
bro. I held it down as best as I could.
He never. I don't even know what.
Listen, it was a great episode.
It was short, straight to the point.
We
made our predictions.
I literally woke up the next morning and thought we talked about the World Cup. But
Everybody loved it on YouTube.
I'll leave it at that. It was
Hey,
an entertaining one.
good.
Entertaining one.
Good.
But it's good to be back.
That's what. That's
Back in the saddle again.
I mean, the Celtics got a 3-2 lead.
How was that trip, bro?
Got game 6.
Woo!
It was good. It wasn't bad. I mean,
Let's actually
caught a
talk
Brewers
about the
game.
monkey in the room. Let's talk about the monkey in the room.
What's that?
Want me to bring it up? How many playoff games have you covered away from the TD Garden?
Oh, Jesus.
You guys didn't even realize this until I.
Yep,
brought this up.
but you said it. How many games have you covered in your career?
6.
How many games have the Celtics won?
0. But I'm
Yes,
not going to get
that is 0
going to game
and 6.
six. So if
That
the
is
Celtics-
0 and 6. Sway has traveled with the Celtics 6 times in his career, and they have won 0 of the games.
I was with him one time, too, yeah.
Sway and Joel are to blame.
In game 4, I thought the streak was gonna be broken, but it lives on. It lives
Did
on.
not. Nope.
But tonight's game, I won't be there. So maybe Celtics could pull it together. We'll talk about that, of course. We'll preview Game 6. Marcus Smart just completely changed
You're
the
not
series. in my
flying
opinion.
anywhere, man. I've already
I
put you on the
told you I'm
no-fly
not
list,
going.
bro.
I
I've called
told you
in
I'm not
bomb
going.
threats in
Hey,
every
listen,
country under your name.
Listen, I'm going to let Sean get on his high horse later on because he, 2 weeks ago, said the Celtics can't win the series without Marcus Smart. So I'll let you get on your high horse and talk about what Marcus Smart meant, of course, to the Game 5 victory for the Celtics.
Joel was on that.
Joel,
He also
Joel's
said,
not feeling it. What's up?
no, he also, last episode, did say that the Celtics would win in 6, so. Regardless, we didn't know Marcus Smart was going to come back at that point.
Yeah,
So
well, Sean was in rare form last episode, so I was
I
gonna give him.
don't know about rare, but
At the end of the day, I'll give him props because
maybe well done.
I don't know about rare, but
at the end of the day, I'll give him props because
the boiler was on.
I never thought that Marcus Smart would change the outcome of a game.
How have you never thought that? I've
In this
literally
series-
been screaming at your face.
In this series, he was
All
projected to
year.
play, if not Game 6, Game 7. Okay, maybe he was going to impact one of those games. But in my opinion, come on, Game 5? You saw that coming in Game 5?
No, I didn't know it was going to be like Game 5.
I mean, I saw the Celtics winning Game 5 regardless, but I didn't think that he would come back as if he had never missed a step. So we'll break that down, of course, and we'll talk about this article from ESPN.
What, the Black Panther dies in Avengers?
Oh my God!
Before we started recording, Sean's like convinced to go and ruin the Avengers. So spoiler alert for you guys who haven't seen the Avengers, which is probably 95% of our
I haven't seen
listeners.
the Avengers.
I know, but you're going to say things that are going to make
I'm
people
going to
think
say
that
mad
they're
random.
true.
Yes.
So I don't think that's...
T'Challa's still alive,
I don't think that's a good thing to do.
T'Challa's still alive.
and he doesn't like whack ass potato salad
You better not put the cranberries in the potato salad.
or the raisins
All
too.
the raisins.
For all you Caucasian women out there in your potato salad.
This white woman does not season her food. And she will probably add something unnecessary like raisins.
I know, right?
Something tells me that I should say. Say it! Oh, hell nah, Karen. Keep your brand ass potato salad to yourself.
Oh, so let me guess.
I think I figured this out.
No paprika.
Nope,
That's right. Oh, none of that.
I love how we say these
With just a pinch of salt.
As if people know exactly what we're talking about.
They better. I was.
This is a straight T'Challa quote. I don't know what if you guys are a fan of Black Panther, you should know.
He dies in the Avengers.
Stop saying that.
That's fake news. We don't know.
Not true.
That.
I mean, we can either confirm or deny.
Yeah, and if he does,
either way, stop saying that.
We apologize. We really don't know.
All right, so we got this article, ESPN, by Kawhi Leonard, possible destinations. One of them is actually another thing that Sean predicted. So, geez, Sean's 2 for 2 already.
And Stevie Wonder is not blind, dude. There we go.
Now he's 2 for 3.
There we go.
So
we'll get into that. We'll talk about the possible destination for Kawhi Leonard and which one would be best for both parties involved. But
it was more like him throwing it out there, like, how about this? And me and Sway were like, so next topic.
But first things first, let's talk about, of course, what happened in Game 5 before we preview Game 6, guys. I mean, of course, Marcus Smart made a big impact. Al Horford made a big impact. Shemi Ojale got the start. Aaron Baines.
We were shitting on that.
We were completely against that decision.
Shitting on that.
I mean, you guys know, if you're listeners, we have a group text. And we instantly, what was it, before even tip-off, I think, or moments into tip-off, after tip-off,
when they showed
we were completely against. All three of us were against.
Faces of the starting lineup, I was like, Shemi?
No, but I did like what you...
Shemi?
I did like what you said, Sean. It was like, is he the 2018 Jonas Jerebko? And I was like, hey, Stevens is known to make a little tweak in here and there, especially in the first round of playoff
consecutive
games.
year he's done this in the first round. He's made a dramatic change.
And I thought he was going to guard more Middleton and not the Greek Freak.
No,
so
he did a great job.
Threw me off completely.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, here's the question. Yeah, exactly. Did he rattle Giannis, or did Giannis just have he just didn't take as many shots?
I
think a little bit of both.
Giannis was a bitch in Game 5. Like, literally, like, 10 shots.
Shot,
how do you take 10 shots?
That's the thing. He shot at a high percentage, but he just didn't take more than 10 shots.
Did Shemi take more shots than Giannis? I don't even know. It was close. It was probably close.
I think at the end of the day, a lot of it had to do with team defense. But Shemi was in there. He was the one that stayed in front of him the most.
That and
so I'll give props for that.
You move Horford to the 5.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much Shemi. I think it's more of like the Bucks don't have a true 5. I mean, Thon Maker
they try with
is the closest you can get from it, but like
they try with Thon,
starting lineup.
They try with Zeller. They've tried multiple.
John Henson's their true 5, and he's injured. Mm-hmm. He's not playing. So I mean, I think Stevens made a good decision. I mean, crazy decision. I would have started Smart. I would have started I don't know, Morris. I would have started a bunch of other people over Shemi, but I don't like saying Shemi.
Yeah, it sounds weird when I say it too.
I know.
It sounds weird when you say it also.
It also looks weird when we text it to each other.
Okay, so how about we do this?
You put the H in there.
Ojale.
There you go.
Number 37. What sounds better?
Ojale was fine.
I think Ojale is
Ojale.
good.
All right, we'll give it Ojale. So when if you put an Ojale, I mean, you put an Ojale over Marcus Morris and Marcus Smart, and it pays off. I mean, I really think it comes down to, because one of my biggest pet peeves was like the first play of the game was drawn up for an Ojale corner 3. And I was like, come on. Really? Like that's what we're going to do. We're going to start this guy and we're going to force feed him down your throat. But then they got off to a slow start in that game. They did.
I mean, both teams did, but I think that was good to, get that out of the way for him and just play defense. That's more why he was in there to begin with.
So, literally, before the game, we were shitting all over Brad for doing that. I mean, afterwards, how do we feel? I mean, I feel like Ojale's like a, I don't know, he's an okay 4 defender. He's like, he can do a little bit of damage, and I think it changes the whole scheme of defense.
I think the biggest difference is in the switches, Like, Baines used to fall behind a bit. It's hard for him to keep up, especially if he ends up on a switch where he's guarding a guard up, at the perimeter. Whereas you have Ojale, he can keep up with those guys. He can keep up with Bledsoe. He can keep up with, Middleton. Yeah. Baines, on the other hand, I didn't like the move because I thought he did a really good job in Game 4. I think that's something that a lot of people didn't talk about. I thought Baines was solid. I think
Baines been solid all
he was as best as a rim protector as he's been all series. Yeah, that was the best game he turned in all series.
That and Monroe. Monroe had a DMP, and he barely played in Game 4 in Milwaukee when he put in a double-double in Game 3. So I think he's just going smaller, and I think
you're finding out, like, I don't know, like when we got Monroe, I said I was a little bit worried that Monroe was one of those ancient NBA players. Like, you look at some of his stats, yeah, the stats may be there, but does he really fit the new age NBA? I don't think he does. Like, Monroe just, he's not going to just go down there and bang and then try to spot up or run a pick and roll.
No, I know,
he's not that type of big man.
But without Monroe, though, the Celtics don't finish in the second seed. That's tough.
All right.
That last month and a half without Kyrie.
But you can't count on him in the playoffs. I think that's what I'm getting at.
I think when it comes to this series, Stevens is always matchup based. As the series progresses, he makes switches, he realizes what works best, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, hey, I give him props because going into this one, I was starting to think to myself, and I brought this up to both of you guys. I'm like, is Stevens getting a little bit outcoached here? Up until obviously before tip off, I was thinking to myself, look.
No, you said it.
Prunty. No, I did. Yeah, Prunty made the adjustments he needed to make. He incorporated Thonmaker. He finally, gave Jabari Parker the green light. Jabari Parker finally started playing over 20 minutes, and he was seeing results out of both of those guys, and that completely changed the complexion of the series. And then going into Game 5, everyone's like, okay, Smart's back, so we got that coming out of off the bench, but no one anticipated him to shake up the starting lineup. And Ojale, I almost said it. He said that he found out 20 minutes before tip-off he was going to be starting.
Well,
so this was really last minute.
Yeah, here's the thing that I think is the craziest part about it is that, like, you consistently, in Boston, got Antetokounmpo in foul trouble trying to defend Al Horford. The first 2 games, right? You went back to Milwaukee, and he wasn't getting the same calls. So it was strange to see that. Like, I thought that matchup was legitimately like going to be the same way coming back to Boston. But I mean, I guess Brad saw it differently. I mean, it made sense. Now, does he do the same thing for Game 6?
Absolutely.
You really?
Have to. Yeah.
I'm not starting Semi for Game 6.
Why would he?
No. After Marcus Smart's performance, I'm putting Marcus Smart in.
No, it's better for him to come off the bench.
Yeah, I think you're overlooking the strength of the bench, man. You have him and Morris coming off the bench, and those 2 guys are the anchors. And whatever you get out of Larkin and Baines, you take what you get. But those 2 guys are going to carry that second.
Morris, I mean, Smart is perfect for him to come off the bench. He's the energy guy. He's dying to make a difference in this series. Plus, Morris has been up and down since game 3, since 3, 4, and the last 3 games.
I'm sorry. I think Ojale did his job in Game 5. You can't expect the same thing out of Ojale in Game 6 in Milwaukee. I'm sorry. I'm starting my veterans.
So then what happened?
I'm getting Marcus Smart out there to then not only give me a little bit of a push at the beginning of the game and get a lead, and not depend on actually a rookie to defend the best player on his home court after he put up 10 shots. Ojale did his job. You cannot keep going back to this Ojale well. You can't. So I think you start Smart or you start Morris and you just say, let's go. Let's get it going from the jump. Or you start Baines. Or you go back to where you were.
Either one of you concerned about Jason Tatum? I mean, didn't play much in that 4th quarter. What does that do to his confidence heading into Game 6? I mean, I think Stevens did the right thing. He stuck with what was hot. He stuck with the fact that Marcus Smart was deflecting shots out of Giannis' hands, at the rim. He was making defensive stops. He made the offense-defense switch when he took out Morris and plugged in Smart, and the rest of the lineup was just in the zone. Semi Ojale, I mean, there was just pretty much no space for Jason Tatum. I mean, how does he bounce back? What do you guys think?
I mean, he's going to bounce back fine. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
I'm not concerned at all.
Okay.
I'm not concerned about him.
Because now that Marcus Smart's in the mix, I mean, think about it. He sort of has to make his decision in the 4th quarter a lot of the time. And I'm not saying that he's going to, often turn to Shemi, but I mean, you look at Marcus Morris, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier. I mean, that's 6 guys that someone's always going to be left out of all those guys.
Yeah, so that's why you won't see Monroe at all, or not as much. You're not going to see Larkin as much. That's because those are Smart's minutes right there. I still think he's going to come off the bench. He should come off the bench. That's just me. But when matchups become an issue, he's gonna try with these different guys. I mean, the Celtics are deep. We always forget that the Celtics are deep.
Right, but remember the narrative heading into the series, though, right? Oh, Tatum and Brown.
Yeah,
and Tatum to miss the end of the fourth quarter like that. I mean, I don't think.
I think that's par for the course, man. I mean, like you can't expect Tatum to always come in and be like, "It's my game." He's 20 years old, man. Like,
no, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree with Stevens. I'm putting the question out there for both of you guys because I want to know where his head going to be at for someone who's that young, who's used to closing out games the entire series. Game 5 comes around, Marcus Smart comes back into the fold, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, my role looks a little shaky now at the end of the fourth quarter."
You go with what's hot, like you just said, right? And that's why I think Stevens he's gonna start shimming again. And
no, better not.
And we'll see what happens in the first quarter before he makes any adjustments. Everything so far and everything in every playoff series is adjustments. You make adjustments.
And I think the thing with Tatum is too is like Tatum all year has had to pick his spots. There's been games, obviously the first two games of the playoff series, the last 10 games of the year where it was like, Tatum, go for it, go all out. But like Tatum's always had to pick his spots, and he's had to earn those fourth quarter minutes. I mean, we look back at the beginning of the year where Tatum was playing those fourth quarters over anybody else, right?
Yeah. And
he was playing over Jaylen Brown.
He was killing it. He was the best 3-point shooter at one point for a while, and then he hit the rookie wall.
Yeah,
and then he bounced back. And then, okay.
I think Tatum understands it's the playoffs. So Brad's going to do whatever it takes to win, and hey, you're starting, you're getting minutes. If you perform in those minutes, then you'll probably play at the end of the game.
But let's give some credit to the Bucks defense, because Jalen didn't have it going all night, and because those were the two guys that killed them and possibly could have beat them in the previous game in Milwaukee.
I don't
give
any credit to the Bucks defense because
I said some. I didn't say like all of credit.
The Celtics have nobody to stop. You know what I mean? Like the Celtics don't have that one guy to stop in a playoff series. The Bucks just have to play like regular defense, and they could probably win the series. That's why I was so wishy-washy.
Oh, you mean like 13 blocks and
no? I'm not talking about blocks. I'm just talking about team defense. Like close out on the 3-pointers. Don't leave guys wide open.
We're looking at you, Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like all you have to do is have like right now, if Brad Stevens coached the Bucks against these same Celtics, it will be a sweep, an absolute sweep by the Bucks, because the Bucks are the more talented team, man. Hands down, the Bucks are the more talented.
From top
team.
to bottom, though.
From top to bottom, easily. Nope. I'm gonna.
They have the best player. They have the best shooter, and then it gets.
But that's it.
It thins out after that.
And they have the best bench player.
And who?
Brogdon
had one good game.
Say Parker.
Yeah, Parker's been killing him more than Brogdon has the last 2 games.
I would take
Parker's
Brogdon.
Parker's their Marcus Morris.
All right, in this series. If you told me you have to pick between Parker and Brogdon and Morris and Smart, you can't even put Smart in this mix.
Yeah,
because he just came back.
Right.
Morris and Larkin have been your two best bench players then, without Smart being there. They have a better bench. All I'm saying is, for the first 4 games of the series, the Bucks should have dominated, but they cannot play in Boston. Like the whole reason why it's very strange to me. Milwaukee's not a very good home crowd. Yeah,
you know what? They're actually ranked one of the worst attendance wise.
Yeah,
I don't know about noise, but obviously those two usually go hand in hand. They don't usually sell out a lot of games.
They fed it to him. Thon Maker, Eric Bledsoe, everyone is going crazy in Milwaukee. And those are emotional players, man. They feed off it. So, all I got to say is don't give any credit to the Bucks defense.
All right, so what happens in Milwaukee then?
The Bucks defense
that's why I don't think Milwaukee's coach is out coaching Brad, because if that were the case,
Game 5,
I don't know. But if that were the case, why isn't Dellavedova playing? Dellavedova has so much more energy and more to give than Bledsoe right now. He has the more experience. That's number one. He's scared
of Bledsoe. Bledsoe should have been benched after game 1.
That's number one. And then why did it take so long to play Jabari Parker more. It wasn't until Henson went down, it was just like, oh, I gotta go with more guys up front.
And
but my point is that
why wasn't Thon Maker playing in Boston?
My point is that he made the proper adjustments, though. I mean, it worked out in games 3 and 4. Game 3 was a blowout, you know?
I mean, I
did any of us anticipate Thon Maker to be a factor in the series whatsoever? The guy averaged 3 points.
Well, look at Muhammad. Muhammad, every time they play him sporadically, and when he comes in, he kills the Celtics. Yeah. So why isn't he playing more? That's what I'm saying.
Because their coach is an idiot, and he has
that's
no
what I'm saying.
power.
So
that's the problem. He can't have him play defense. Like, it's just, if the Celtics aren't able to shoot, then they may win.
See, like, Giannis might be the best player in the series, but he's yet to take over any game. He hasn't taken over any game. He hasn't taken over any game.
He's averaging 27 points in the series.
Okay, but the last 3 games, he's been scoring under 20 points.
I mean, that game when he came out,
under
and
20 points. He scored under 20 points once. That was game 4. Or
okay,
game 5. Excuse me.
When did he go 8 for 8 to start the game? The Bucks won that game. That was game 3.
He's averaging 27 points in the series.
Game 3
and the
was
blowout.
Game 3.
Went
Giannis
crazy.
took over that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like he's taking over, because then if that were the case, then this series they'd be leading the series, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it all comes down to the Bucks can't defend 2 rookies. That's what it really comes down to. You know what I mean?
I think, and this is,
and I still
this is a big example of what happened in game 5, especially in that third quarter where things got really sloppy. I think both teams have guys that tend to start playing hero ball, and that's exactly what happened when it was just like miss, run up, jack up a 3, we either make it or miss it. Back at the other end, it was like everyone's playing hero ball and everyone was getting really emotional. That's when all the fights started happening. That's when the scrapping happened between Bledsoe and Rozier. When it comes to the disciplined defense, I felt like the Celtics locked things down in the fourth quarter. But in that third quarter, when the Celtics let up and the Bucks, they pulled to within 4, they were almost in trouble there until Morris hit a 3, Horford hit a 3, Smart checks back in, and then just locked down. There was just lockdown defense from there, and the Celtics pulled away with the win.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus Smart's back.
Yeah, get to going about your boy Smart.
The series is over. It's over.
You said they couldn't win without Smart.
They can't. They probably would have lost game.
I don't think they win game 5.
Lost game 5 without Marcus Smart.
I don't think they win game 5 without Smart.
I don't think so either. I think one of those runs that the Bucks went on would have been a dagger. So
now they have Smart. You think they're good for game 6?
Yeah.
All right, I got Bucks winning game 6.
All right, so back to John's real quick. 16 last game. He scored 27 in game 4 and scored 19 in game 3.
That's a pretty good game.
What did he do in game 2 and game 1?
Yeah, game 3 was a blowout. They were sitting on the bench like half the fourth quarter.
I still don't think he's taking over the series.
One of the games, I think
he has the best numbers out of anybody
points.
In the series.
Yeah,
he's averaging 27 points.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
No, he did.
You even admitted it last week that Giannis, for them to completely just win this series without worrying about defense, he would have to score like 40 plus a game, and he doesn't have that in him. He doesn't.
I mean, the killer instinct isn't there yet. It still is not there, which I totally agree with.
That's what I mean when I say taking over, and he hasn't.
At the same time, like, he has easily been the best player on the floor anytime he's on the floor, except when Marcus Smart's out there to just shit all over him. Like, Marcus Smart came in and made. I don't know. I want to see what type of Antetokounmpo shows up in game 6, back in Milwaukee, back where he's comfortable. Like, because he looked scared in game 5. He was passing shots underneath the basket where he can just go up with one hand and dunk on the other side of the basket.
I think that's when the defense came in, though. The Celtics made it tough for him. They made him uncomfortable.
All I gotta say is Marcus Smart will play, so Celtics should win.
Drew, what do you think? Who wins?
Well, I still got my original prediction. Celtics in 6. They'll wrap this up.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Celtics in 7.
Yeah, I
just want your boy Gary to come visit you.
What?
Sway just wants to go on. Sway's going on the road. That's why he's not telling us.
No.
He's getting on a flight after this podcast.
Dude, they just don't look good on the road.
They don't. They look like shit on the road.
It looks terrible.
And hey, has Al Horford ever won a road playoff game?
Yeah. The Bulls last year. Yeah.
Okay.
In Cleveland.
And I'm sure he did it at some point in Atlanta. But
in Cleveland.
Anyways.
No, in Cleveland. He did it against Cleveland last year.
I feel like Al Horford sucks on the road.
Yeah, I feel
like he sucks on the road.
It was a Yeah, he's a little passive.
Like,
But
I don't have any stats to back it up. I threw that stat out there. Just ask the question.
What Al did in Game 5 was exactly what.
Yes,
you
at
wanna see
home. Al at
15
home
attempts,
is amazing.
20 plus points, inside, outside. That was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But just a heads up. Either way, the Celtics will be playing at the Garden Saturday night, 8 o'clock, whether it's Game 7 or Game 1. That is the plan set in place. So Saturday night, TD Garden.
So it's either the Bucks or the...
Is it happening on Saturday night?
Saturday night, no matter what.
Well,
So the question is, are they playing the Bucks or are they playing the 76ers?
Oh, really? They got the same game scheduled at the same time, huh?
That's right.
What if the Celtics win and they go to Game 7?
Then they play Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
They still play Saturday night.
All right. Well, a couple weeks ago, Sean talked about a way the Celtics could get Kawhi Leonard. And Joel and I, of course, laughed at him because we just thought that he was just saying it just to say it, which I'm pretty sure he was.
Just to say it.
Pretty sure he was saying
But
it just to say it.
let's remind everybody what his proposal was.
My original proposal is to trade Brad Stevens or
I forgot you had Brad Stevens in it.
Yeah, that
Brad
was
Stevens and Jaylen Brown / Jason Tatum. Pick one.
it. Yeah.
For Greg Popovich and Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, so then you went into this whole, diatribe, and we were flying into outer space for a little bit after you went way too long with that. And then you finally brought up a question that made me and Sway go, if you were the Celtics, would you trade Kyrie Irving straight up for Kawhi Leonard? And me and Sway were like,
I realized I had to go on your Earthlings levels. Right?
So let me break it down for you
Don't
guys.
think outside the box, guys.
Yeah.
Just do what you think.
Well, it's interesting because ESPN put out this article of possible destinations for Kawhi Leonard if the Spurs were to trade him during the offseason. And the Boston Celtics are on the list. And look who's part of the deal. None other than Kyrie Irving. Now, one of the options, of course, of the Boston Celtics, Kawhi Leonard to the Celtics. Spurs will get Kyrie Irving, Boston's 2018 first-round pick.
That's stupid.
And because they make the exact same money, pretty much, down to the dollar, no other players have to be included.
Yeah.
Just the draft pick.
Player.
The draft pick is
Mano y mano.
just a sweetener.
No, I wouldn't even include the draft pick, man.
Just straight up.
I'm sorry. Kawhi didn't play the entire season. Kyrie did. So you give us a draft pick, motherfucker.
All right. Well, how about this one? Because your boy's included in this one. How about this one with the Philadelphia 76ers?
No, wait.
Now,
Can you go into the... All right, you're going to get there?
what?
The worst part about this article?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll get there eventually.
The Lakers, but yeah, go ahead.
No, let's get into Philly.
Was this written by like a Lakers fucking
No, it's
dude?
that stupid. The dude that's he'll be on the jump.
No, it just says staff. Well,
Hassan.
No, I know. Yeah, Hassan, that dude. That dude's whack. I hate that dude.
it's on Whiteside?
No, I'm not Hassan Whiteside. It's like Hassan.
He writes?
It's like Aminu something. I forget.
Alamid.
Yeah.
All right, 76ers.
Al Farouk Aminu.
Kawhi Leonard and Brandon Paul, which I like that guy. He's a good point guard. Or he's on his way to being one. Dario Saric. For Dario Saric, Markelle Fultz, your boy. That's all Fultz.
What up,
Jared? Jared Bayless. And
Wait,
the
you
Lakers
can't throw Bayless in
2018
there. You can't throw Bayless in there.
first round pick. That's
No.
not a bad deal.
That's
If you're San Antonio,
I think that's
I'm a huge
better deal than the Celtics deal.
it is. I'm a huge Saric guy. You got plenty of upside
Upside,
with Markelle Fultz.
You got two young guys coming
And
in.
you have the first round pick.
Here's the thing. Sixers will not do that because they could keep Fultz and Saric and just sign LeBron James. I think the Sixers are
That's
sold
an
on
option.
signing LeBron James.
But what if
sold on
they?
that.
But what if they
don't?
strike out?
Yeah,
This is a good plan B. No,
Good plan B.
if you're Philly, would you do this? I would.
I would.
Yeah, if you're Philly.
You kidding me? Kawhi
Of
Leonard,
fucking course.
Simmons. You finally have a closer. That's my thing
Now,
with Philly.
who
Philly doesn't have a closer.
Who the hell's going to shoot on that team now?
Kawhi Leonard. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
That's where they're gonna get Kawhi Leonard.
You get a closer. He's gonna put up 25 a game.
Yeah.
You have Ben Simmons as the
I
facilitator.
mean, look. You know, JJ Redick's gonna demand more
actually,
dollars.
yeah,
you
He's
have
a free agent.
Joel Embiid up front to defend.
All right, they're shooters right now. JJ Redick, Bellinelli,
I think
those they're gonna go. They're not gonna sign when they resign there.
That team is stacked. Okay, well this is in the case he doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. But hear me out. All right. If you're the Boston Celtics, do you nip this in the bud by making a deal yourself? Yeah. So that you don't end up having to face those guys with Kawhi Leonard and Ben Simmons and all the guys I just mentioned.
Here's my thing. Okay.
Or do you ride with what you have? If I'm the Celtics, I'm riding with what I have. I think that team can knock off the 76ers even with Kawhi Leonard.
If I'm the Spurs, I just try to build around LaMarcus Aldridge at this point. You know what I mean?
That's a terrible idea.
I mean, he only has 1 year left.
Well, no, not just that. He needs help.
I don't mean build.
He clearly needs help.
I don't mean build around, but I mean like.
You just said that.
Oh, you mean like resign like Manu and
no,
Tony Parker?
Get rid of Manu, get rid of Parker, and just try to sign some free agents that can like.
He has a couple of months to think it over, Sean. All right, he's trying to figure out if he wants to keep playing or not.
All right. All I mean is that like you can sign 3 max guys, right?
San Antonio.
Instead of the cap.
San Antonio.
Hold on. 1 max guy.
Hold on. You have LaMarcus.
Yeah.
You have Kawhi, who are taking up probably combined like 60 to 65 million on the calories.
No, man. He's got 1 more year at 18, Kawhi. And LaMarcus is also earning about that. He took a pay cut.
So you have a ton of money to spend. Like, you could probably...
Potentially 2 max guys, depending.
Sign Paul George and just be like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, the Spurs don't need Kawhi. They have they have the best coach in the league and a lot of cap space. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's why you flip them.
Well, I just think that like, don't get me wrong. I would absolutely love Kawhi Leonard in a Celtics jersey. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. I think I voted him last year as my top 3 player in the league, right? And this year I was going to have him probably top 3 again, but you guys didn't let me put him in.
He only played 9 games.
Doesn't matter. I had him in my top 10.
Christ.
I had him at number 10 by default. Anyways.
So do you let it ride or what?
No.
If you're the Celtics, do you trade for him or what?
If I'm the Spurs, I just let him sit there. If he's making 18 mil, doesn't matter.
So you let him come off the books if he's to leave?
I got like 17 D-leaguers.
But nothing.
I got 17 D-leaguers who are playing minutes who are costing me about a total of $3 million. I can put LaMarcus Aldridge. You know what? I'm going to go out and I'm going to sign a big fish. I'm going to sign a Paul George. I'm going to sign who knows, LeBron James. I'm going to be in on those players just to try to make up for the fact that, yeah, Kawhi, you can either come and play this year with the best player that I just signed, or you're gone because we signed a player. You know what I mean? I just feel like the Spurs have a lot more possibilities. They don't have to trade Kawhi. This is not a New Orleans situation.
All right, last one. Well, there's a Lakers one, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. This is the dumbest trade.
Literally, I predicted what they had for the Celtics, but I thought this article lost all credibility from the jump.
And what Sean's talking about is the trade for Kawhi Leonard in exchange for Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and Andre Ingram as well.
Like anybody, Andre's in there.
Andre,
my boy.
Andre's in there. Popovich is like, come on down, son.
Benjamin Button.
Come on down, son. Been locked up for all those years. We're going to get you.
I knew you didn't do that, Andre.
Going to get your NBA career started at age 33. I think we can squeeze out 2 years out of you, man. All right, Miami. So, Kawhi Leonard to the Heat and Patty Mills. Got to throw him in there. Goran Dragic, Josh Richardson, Justice Winslow, and bam, Adebayo.
What was that last one?
Pretty good.
Adebayo.
Oh.
That's not a bad deal.
The fact is, you're giving away your superstar.
I still think the Philly deal is the best one.
You never trade.
That's not a bad deal, though.
You never trade horse or ponies. Though.
That's not awful.
Those are all ponies. Those are all ponies.
Yeah, it's not awful, but I mean, I just think you have plenty of upside with the Philly deal.
You do. Like when you go back to the Celtics deal, you know, the Kyrie straight up for Kawhi. You know, after reading that, I thought about it, right? Because a few weeks ago I was like, no, I wouldn't do that. But I mean, from the San Antonio standpoint, how healthy is Kyrie, right? And then on Boston's end, like how healthy is Kawhi,
right?
And then are you saying that all right, then you're gonna go all in on Terry Rozier being your starting point guard?
That would have to be the case, yeah.
Yeah, so
and then you have to re-up on Smart. That would be a given. And Hayward comes back, and you're not including Brown or Tatum in the deal.
And you might have a team to battle with, like in San Antonio, and trying to sign Smart, like up to the offer that they to retain Smart's services.
You saying San Antonio would try to get him?
San Antonio, or I could see Smart playing San Antonio.
If San Antonio had a contender right now, and Kawhi was staying, Marcus Smart would be the person they go out and try to sign this year. 1,000%.
I could see that.
With that 100%.
But at the end of the day, for the Celtics, why rock the boat? I mean, like you said, they're both a little, they're both, I don't call them injury prone, but they're both coming off of major injuries.
Yeah.
We already seen that Kyrie Irving clearly works, put together one heck of a season before he went down. Hayward is coming back. You don't have to worry about re-signing Brown or Tatum. I mean, your core is there.
Yeah, you don't have to make that.
Yeah, you don't have to make that.
No, you're right. You don't have to. But when Jalen Rose brought this to the forefront,
he immediately one of those guys.
Yeah, but immediately it was like, oh no, you're gonna get rid of Horford. Like why would San Antonio take on more contracts, more money? Right. And you just assume, oh no,
and more years.
You're gonna keep
on top of
more
that.
Years. You're gonna keep
like Kyrie's not even in the picture.
So now you're gonna have two 31-year-olds in your front court and Paul Gasol coming off the bench. That would be San Antonio
for the next 2 years.
For the next 2 years. So I don't know, but if you were gonna make that deal, that would make more sense. It's just player for a player swap. I don't know about that draft pick, but whatever. It's here or there.
All right, we'll see what happens, man. Plus, the drama will unfold like it always does in the NBA. We'll see what happens during the offseason. I just feel like
I still think they can still mend fences. I don't know. It's just me.
I don't know, man.
It's San Antonio, man.
I feel like when it comes to any coach who's had a job for like over a decade, the way Pop has, this type of thing is just inevitable. Any coach. And I'm looking at you, Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like after a while, players just zone you out.
It'd be weird if Pop and Belichick
they just don't believe in the culture
got burnt
anymore.
out the
Bill's
same
like
year.
Me?
I mean,
he's like Gronk's back, but is really Gronk back, dude? Who knows?
I mean, it wouldn't shock me. Because think about it, Sean.
Plus everything.
If Ginobili decides to hang it up, if Parker's like, give him one more year. What if Popovich is like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like everything.
I just lost my wife.
I 1,000% agree. That's why. That's why I said the
my heart's
big
not
thing,
in it anymore. Like it used to be.
If you want the best rebuilding coach, you send Brad Stevens down, and you get the best. You get the best coach.
Stop trying to trade Brad Stevens.
I'm gonna trade Brad Stevens and Jaylen Brown for Pop and Kawhi any day of the week.
I mean, on the flip side too, like Kawhi, that's a lot of money he would be walking away from.
Oh yeah, you're walking away from the Supermax.
He's at the end. He's at the end of his 20s. He's what, 27, 28?
Right. So then, if you're the organization,
45, 50 million. Jesus.
If you're upper management and you can't find a way to swing a deal that you feel like is worth it, who's to say they're not going to say, you know what? Why don't we just, if you two can't figure this out, how about we start with Kawhi?
Would you trade Brad Stevens?
We got LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, I've done the same.
And Pop, look. We appreciate everything you've done for us, but listen, we're going to go a different route now. And I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens in New England.
Bing bong.
With Belichick.
All right, let's just stick to the NBA guys, all right? I don't want to talk about...
Guys,
he's got to go.
Hulk dies in the Avengers.
Oh, and another thing. Actually, no, seriously. And another thing, guys.
Hulk dies.
Stop saying things.
He did.
Stop talking about movies.
Stop that right now. Relax.
Speaking of the Patriots, weirdest thing. Okay, so
Hulk died in the Avengers.
After Game 5, I'm heading to the locker room. They have us held up in the hallway. I got to wait till the team is done or Stevens is done.
They said, "Wait here, bitches."
Yeah, they were like, "Stevens is giving everyone props right now. Wait your turn."
Nader farted again?
No, that was in Cleveland. Nasty motherfucker.
I was like,
dirty motherfucker.
They had the dudes in the mask there. They're like, no, don't go further.
Nasty motherfucker.
No, this is the quarantined area.
Yeah, so all of the Celtics owners come walking out. They come out with their, friends or whatever. Wick and Pagliuca and people who look like him. And the last person I see come out of there is none other than Alex Guerrero.
Nah.
Huh.
For real?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Alex Guerrero.
Said what up to him?
TB12?
Make sure it was him?
TB12, the TB12 method mastermind himself.
I wonder what he's doing in there.
The fuck is he doing then, bro?
I have no idea. The first thing that came to my mind was, this dude has to be working on Kyrie.
Either that or the Celtics trying to sell him. They're like, you don't want the Patriot. You're not gonna work for the Patriots. You're gonna work for us, motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! So now you gotta go to Milwaukee to see if he shows up there, bro.
Or is he working on Hayward?
Or is he just preaching TB12 method to everybody?
Whoa!
I just thought it was weird. Why after Game 5? What did he give him a little pep talk?
Hey, who's the head trainer there now? It ain't Eddie Lassert no more.
No, it isn't.
Hasn't been since the end of last season.
I just thought it was weird.
Guerrero.
I mean, he sort of has that face
Now,
too.
you
That
better-
he has that familiar face, but I was just like, no, man. I watched enough of Tom versus Time to know that like that was.
Slay,
him.
I believe you, man. Yeah, I don't think you would say it's Guerrero if it wasn't Guerrero.
Thanks, Sean.
That's
I don't
his
know.
name, man. Weird, right?
Stay tuned for that. Yeah, that was a little weird. Stay tuned for that. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if you start hearing more reports that he's been around the team and those type of
Sway
things.
had it first. Sway had it first.
Those type of things you don't really you can't hide it. But maybe he's just a Celtics fan. Just wanted to say what up to the players.
Yeah, it's
Either way, he was in there after the game.
Sway had some pictures of him leaving, but he had the camera on backwards, so it was just inquisitive faces of Sway. That's all that came out.
This is 1,000% true.
So it was like, "Hey, yo, Alex," and the dude just took off running. And he was like, "Nah, I'm pretty sure that was him, man."
I don't really understand if that's Alex Guerrero or not. Very inquisitive, Sway. That's all we got.
Like
He was like, "What's good, Papa?"
He even had that look on his face too. It was just kind of like, I was supposed to be here this long. Damn it! The media's here.
With the
Shit.
media's, oh
Fucking
shit.
media's here.
Tom's gonna kill me.
Oh, that fucking little Spanish kid definitely saw me. Fuck. I'm like
is his
pointing
name?
at him, like staring right in his face.
He's like, "Guerrero, is that you?"
Reminds me of a young me.
Ah, the good old days.
Let him live.
All right, let's wrap this one up, guys. That's where we wrap up every single episode of the Causeway Street Podcast with our trip around the NBA with Joel's In Case You Missed It.
No talk about LeBron James today.
In case you missed it, Philly fans can finally celebrate
Meek Mill.
after the long-awaited release of your
Meek,
boy
my man.
Meek Mill.
I'm a boss.
Oh, and by the way, the Sixers made it to the second round for the first time
Hey, it's a win-win for Philly, huh?
since 2012. Quick question: how come other rappers from Philly, like I don't know,
Will Smith.
Eve, Will Smith, Beanie Siegels,
Freeway.
why don't they get
Born
any
and
Freeway?
raised.
Thank you, Jesus, that's a good one. Why can't they get this kind of love from Philly?
Because
I mean, I think they put in the work.
I actually thought about.
They're like, yo, we fucking put the path down.
I know, right?
We laid it down for you guys.
I talked about it with somebody today.
You know, DJ Jazzy Jeff, like, yo, they put Philly on the map, man.
yeah, someone give me like a shitty answer.
Oh, you asked this question to a Philly?
I asked this.
Philly native.
Somebody goes, yeah, hey, Meek Mill's filled, and I was freed, and I was like, ah, nice. Do you like Meek Mill? He's like, yeah, it's a great rapper, and I was like, I don't think anyone thinks Meek Mill's a great rapper.
It was just all this hype about people going to visit him.
I just feel like people are very, very upset with, social unjust. And somehow Meek Mill is now going to have an endless fucking rap career from this shit where he was literally a middle of the road rapper.
Yeah.
His first album he's going to put out after he gets, like, I don't know. Yeah, you did 6 months and America's fucked up. You got fucked up. Like,
it was bullshit why he got locked up. But
yeah, and I think
like,
everyone should have been like free Meek Mill, like for a
like
reason.
because of that.
But you don't have to go out and buy his album now because he's not a great rapper, and I don't want any more rappers rapping like Meek Mill. All right, you don't mimic what he does rapping wise.
We're trying to hear you screaming in the mic.
Wait a minute. No, I don't need that. All right, get a little flow in your game, and then get arrested and then go to jail. All right, don't go to jail before you fucking.
Hey, man.
Well, if you do go to jail, make sure you get visited by Bob Kraft.
Yo,
should be
Meek,
good.
Meek was the second best rapper in Maybach Music Group, right? Third best after Wale.
Yeah, about to say,
After
you
Wale.
dissing Wale, man.
Okay.
It doesn't mean much because
DC, baby, DC.
because the group is not great. But
Yeah, I would argue it's one of the worst fucking put together rap groups of all time. I mean, the only one that I would argue is worse is that Lil Pump Gucci Gang shit, man. Whoever the fuck is
that's
the
a
Gucci
crew.
Gang.
That's not a crew, is it?
There is definitely a crew in the Gucci Gang
Oh,
shit, man.
man.
You just don't fucking know because you're not 14 coloring crayons.
I'll take
and eating crayons
ASAP
and
Mob
fucking-
out over those dudes all
Oh,
day.
ASAP Mob any day. ASAP Ferg.
I take him over.
A$AP
I take him over at MMG.
Yo, who was it? Who was the other dude in MMG?
Who's in
Was it
MMG?
Gutter? No.
Gotta get it.
Okay, that was Lil Wayne's group.
No, there's
Yeah,
another.
that's
There's another
Cash Money
one.
Millionaires. That's
Something with like
That's Sean's.
no Gunplay. Was it like Gunplay?
The glory days for Sean over there.
That fucking I'm gonna yo
Was
that
it
fucking
Gun-
song. What's that song?
Bedrock.
On there? Bedrock. No, Bedrock. Don't fuck with Bedrock, man.
That
Everyone
song
on that fucking
Young
shit
Money
had a
was
fucking
awful.
hit.
Nah, Young Money was straight. You had Drake.
Young Money
you had
was
Wayne.
shit.
No, the song was awful. that Bedrock song
I
was
didn't
awful.
care. It was like a little bit of taste everything.
No, the dude I'm talking about is Gunplay, right? That's the dude on MMG.
I believe so. Yes. Fortunately, he decided to go with that
Yeah.
rap name for a career, and as you can see, it didn't stick because he's not around much.
So let's be honest. When Meek Mill's album,
yeah, he's got to put that out tomorrow, right?
What's that?
Because
Dreams and Nightmares or whatever.
Doesn't really have to do anything. He just put out a couple of songs.
What's that album?
That's it.
yeah, that was it. Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah. Good album. I think it's a listenable hip hop album.
Well, what did he do? He only did 2, right? He didn't do that many albums.
No,
he did
that's his
couple
only
mixtapes.
good album. If he has another one, it sucks because that song, the intro on that album is one of the top like 50 hip hop intros of all time. How it takes it and goes with it, and you just feel it. The rest of the album.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Sucks. Yeah. The rest of the album sucks. So like,
y'all thought I was finished?
Yo, I actually really enjoyed that song the first time.
Sean's like, I thoroughly thought he was finished.
I was like,
and he started rapping again.
He's not finished. I waited a couple minutes and he's not finished.
He said, hold up, wait a minute.
He's like, I'm waiting.
And I'm like, the beat is about to go fucking down.
He's like, he's back.
So I don't know. Don't give Meek Mills too many cred. Like,
no, I'm not. I'm just trying to figure out why Philly is so obsessed with this dude all of a sudden. I mean, he rang the bell at the last game.
That's what happens when Bob Kraft comes to
not even AI got that kind of love.
No, I mean, I will give you this. Meek Mill should not have been.
because he couldn't do the
Meek Mill should not have been put in prison.
What was it called?
He got fucked.
The statue challenge, or the heck that was. Remember that?
No, the statues. We had to stay still.
I just made that up. It wasn't called that. I forget what it was called. But like, you stay still, and that stupid song.
He was like moving his hands, like, bro. It's not a
Yeah.
video. It's like
the whole,
a still
the whole
shot.
section was doing it. Like still, he just kept doing like shaking his head up and down.
Wait, who did?
AI.
Allen Iverson.
Not good.
No, yeah.
You didn't get the concept.
Poor guy.
All I gotta say is, Meek Mill, I'm happy you're free. Just don't rap.
So I guess he is finished, huh?
Hold on, wait a minute. Yo, thought I was finished. Well, I'm about to blow your mind with this shit.
Well, of course,
You thought I was finished.
the Sixers.
Wait a minute.
And all their Meek Mill glory will be waiting on the winner of the Celtics and Bucks.
I do love how Robert Kraft,
Hold on, wait a minute.
Trump supporter,
Y'all thought I was finished.
just decided to say, you know what? I've been on the wrong side of the fence this entire time. Meek Mill, free Meek Mill. You know what? I'm going to get him freed. I wouldn't be surprised if
Kraft.
Robert Kraft literally just went to somebody and said, hey, can you free Meek Mill? And they're like, what? He's like, yeah, Meek Mill, the rapper. He's like, yeah, I can if I want to. He's like,
why?
Can you do that for me? And then he just comes on the next day, free Meek Mill.
Done.
Fucking these backdoor old white people conversations, man. They can do anything they want.
And then it goes back to the
He probably talked to like
back to the
Heinz,
Garden for like
Mr.
Celtics and Bruins
Heinz.
games.
Yeah, Kraft macaroni and cheese and Heinz ketchup, just Mr. and Mrs. Then Mrs. Hellman's was over there too.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, Meek Mill, who's Meek Mill?
Didn't he give them the Patriots plane for him to fly wherever he wanted to go?
Oscar Mayer Wieners over there.
All right, in case you missed it.
I think we should free Meek Mill.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
You're right, Robert Kraft.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who combined for 55 points in Sunday's Game 4 loss against the Bucks, became only the second tandem aged 22 or younger in league history to accomplish that feat in the NBA playoffs.
Who did this?
This was Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Wow.
They were 1 point shy of tying KD and Russ with 56 when they did it in OKC back in 2010.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. The last good young tandem.
22 years or younger. Crazy. Maybe they'll do it again right now in Game 6 tonight.
Now,
I'm sorry. I got too
let me
excited.
ask you something. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, do they have any possibility to be better than Westbrook and Durant or no?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. At that time,
No, right now.
Russ took it to another level after Durant left.
I'm saying, do you think Brown or Tatum?
Right now in this playoff run,
What are you just saying in
saying-
general? Like career-wise?
career-wise, do you think that
Yeah, there's always a chance.
Brown and
Yeah, of
Tatum
course.
have the talent, balls, all the stuff to be Westbrook and Durant in their careers?
There's always a chance.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, look at Durant. Durant, he's grown like 7 inches since he's been in the NBA. That's helped him.
Yeah, he's 7'4" now.
Yeah, seriously. He refuses to accept that he's a 7-footer. So it is what it is. All right. In case you missed it, 1 year ago today, ladies and gentlemen, a great moment in Causeway Street history when this happened.
Jose Pavone, Causeway Street blog. Fred, did you see Isaiah carry the ball at all in this game?
No.
Yep. Josue pissing off a Fred Hoiberg.
Oh, it's been a year already.
Coach of the Chicago Bulls.
I must have shown that to literally everyone in my family who was there.
That shit was everywhere. Fucking.
I'd love to hear that episode. That was a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
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 It was.
Yeah, it was.
Shots were fired in that episode. Shots were fired.
What up, Vince?
I was ready to go.
Fucking Vince.
I was ready to go.
No, you were ready to go.
I haven't seen that dude since.
You were ready to
I
go.
wonder why.
That motherfucker sneezed CeeLo Green's butt somewhere, dude, in the middle of nowhere, dude. That's what he's doing.
I think because the Bulls were so bad this year, he didn't make the trip. So I didn't see him.
I wonder why.
Either that or he just was just like, I'm not gonna be a beat writer this year.
I'll see you, Vince. I'll see you next year.
Maybe he's making his name for himself somewhere else.
Make the trip next time.
All right, in case you missed it, happy anniversary, guys. 4 years ago, this week, because it'll be in a couple days. First episode of the Causeway Street podcast dropped. We went live for the first time.
Damn.
4 years.
4 years ago.
4 years.
Was that at those?
You would think there would be more than 100.
Studios?
Yeah, we was out in like East Bumfuck, Woburn.
Actually, we were talking about the dude getting fired before your boy Balmer got got the spot.
Oh no, he got banned from the NBA.
Donald
Sterling. Thank you.
That was our first episode talking about the playoffs.
I was actually bad psyched that
you
day.
can bang them. You can have sex with them.
Jesus. These are direct quotes from Sterling, by the way. He's not just saying them randomly.
I will say, I'm
you can blow them. Just don't bring them to the games, please.
That woman was trying so hard for him to say the N-word. He's like, bring who? You know, them. But who?
Word on the street is Donald Sterling had a big factor in Meek Mill getting released.
He tried to clean up his image.
Jesus. Him and Trump came into a mutual agreement.
They're like, Meek Mill needs to get out of jail.
They were like, do you even know who Meek
Mill
is?
Don't come to the basketball games. All right?
They're like, but you don't know the team anymore.
And if you take a picture, don't post it on Instagram. You can do Facebook. You can do Twitter.
But I know the money maker, honey. Huh? Don't put it on Instagram.
And I'll see you tonight.
So 4 years later, fellas, and we're going strong.
Yeah,
you would think we'd have more than 125 episodes, but that's neither here or there.
It's a lot of episodes.
We've been in, we've been out. No,
it's a lot of.
It's about 40 episodes a year, bro.
10 locations later, and here we are. And I think we're moving to another location in the next few weeks.
Yes,
I can't wait for that.
All right.
I'm actually. So I'm just gonna say this. Where we did the first episode.
The first few episodes, yeah.
I was like 80% sure we were gonna get just fucking drugged and where we were, like just boned. I was nervous about that shit. We like drove mad far. We all had to take the same drive home. Like
the building wasn't like finished yet.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And you just in the
studio was straight.
Studio was
straight.
Studio was great.
Was the weird part was like
great setup
and everything. Great fucking studio in the middle of fucking this dungeon.
It's like the bait that.
Yes.
It's like the podcaster bait.
It's like, come on, guys, let's talk about. Take your shirt off. It's like what? No, come on, man. Yeah, come in. Let's talk.
Hey, you guys want a beer? You guys
want a beer? And
they offered us free.
We're gonna order some pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna order food soon. Just take your shirt off.
And then meanwhile, I'm like, in case something, happens.
Stop saying take your shirt. That part never happened. Pizza and beers. That's true. We offered pizza and beers.
That was only like
from the company that we're not going to name.
Let me show you how I'm building the brand. Come on in this room with a computer with me. Take your shirt off.
I was concerned that there was only one way in, one way out. I was like, is there an emergency exit here in case something happens that we need to make a run for it?
We got a famous friend coming in. His name is Ronald Dahmer. Brother of Joseph Dahmer. Really good friends of mine. Take your shirt off.
and yet we survived, folks.
We did.
We survived. So you know,
that was some.
We are blessed to have gotten out of there.
I don't like to joke about rape, but those were rapey vibes.
Jesus. And on that note, that is it for.
Wait.
In case you missed it.
I remember walking out and Sean just looks at me and Joe just like, those dudes are fucking weird. No? It's just me.
And mind you, Sway,
it's not just me, right?
He already established like, you know, a relationship with them, so like a working relationship with them, so that, you know, he'd bring us in and then it was like, all right, this is gonna be, you know, the company that is gonna help us.
I'll literally
take off the ground.
This is before CLNS.
Yeah. When I was like,
I don't know, people think it's CLNS. Yeah, no, this is before CLNS.
I work in sales. CLNS did not take my shirt off. Okay, yet.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for that.
But I remember the guy was like, "Hey, let me tell you my sales strategy, man. I'll come over here. Come on, you help me sell. Yeah, come on." I was like, okay. So the first question, I sit in the room. He's fucking on his computer trying to figure out how to turn it on for like 14 minutes. He's like, things are loading up, you know. And I'm like, no, it's a black screen, bro. You haven't even pressed the power button on your fucking Mac 2001 yet. All right? Just press the power button. I can see when the whole screen lights up.
It's all making the noises and stuff like those old computers.
And I go, oh, so he's like, so
it's
here's
like
what I do.
Windows 98.
Here's what I do. I go to businesses and I tell them about what we're doing, and I see if they want to sponsor, and if they don't, it's okay, because I just go and I go, oh, all right, cool. So, how many sponsorship you got lined up so far? Well, none. But I got about 4, and I'm like, what the fuck am I sitting in this room with this motherfucker for?
Mind you, like they were supposed to be. This was supposed to be a network.
We were like, yo, let's get on this. Shit.
This is supposed to be like a network. It was supposed to be like a up and coming thing, and we were the only sports quote unquote podcast on there.
They just
it was all like business stuff.
They just had ex-addicts.
It was like
drug addicts that were like, hey, I'll talk for 15 minutes about how I used to bang a chick back in the fuss and lay there. Oh. Cocaine and strippers, yeah.
It was like NPR rejects.
Yes, NPR
yeah, for
rejects.
real.
Literally, like
if you're not good enough for NPR, then there's something wrong.
NPR I don't know about you, but I love telling stories. May 14th, 1973, crazy day. Boston Globe got delivered to my doorstep. Oh, Will McDonough was crazy. Called the Patriots a piece of crap team.
You can make out with them.
Then I did cocaine for the rest of the day, and wow! Welcome to my life. Anyways, May 15th. That's literally what they were doing there.
Sounds like Donald Sterling's like fucking his heyday. That was like.
I really feel like we probably.
That's the life he used to live.
We shit
you just described it.
We shit on Donald Sterling and with people that love Donald Sterling,
or they live that life. Yeah.
Do you think? Dude, that was a good episode. Episode 1 was a good episode.
Sure was.
Do you think they listened to us and they were like, these guys suck?
I think it'd be hilarious if they still listen to us and they're hearing this right now. And they're like, dude, they're talking about us.
Yeah, fuck that. Why'd you fucking give...
And you know what, Phil? We still don't have any fucking sponsors.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years.
You still got 0. Your sales scheme does not work. You Ponzi motherfucker wannabe.
The whole company just flips on him. He's like, Phil, I'm
remember when they just went like, hey guys,
I know what you're about to say.
Really love the podcast. We moved our studios to Kansas City, Missouri.
That's not true.
Can you guys come out here just to do it again? It's like, what the fuck? So he texted me one day, hey, yeah. Cool if we just go to Kansas City for a little bit.
That's not true.
Do the podcast come back? I'm like, no, motherfucker.
He's like,
That's
no,
not cool.
No, first it was Waltham, and then they moved to what, Peabody?
Yeah, no, that's
they just kept going.
And then it was like
that's
Burlington,
the Kansas City that Sean's alluding to.
Right now,
it was like Burlington.
Right now, they're in motherfucking Ogunquit, Maine, bro.
It wasn't Peabody. It was Burlington.
Burlington, okay.
Yeah, it was Burlington.
So it was after Waltham, Burlington,
and the setup was nothing like the original.
Yeah, it was so much better.
Our setup right now is way better.
Waltham was fucking dope. That's when I realized
it was like on the corner of the side of the highway, like
95.
If we had to like,
but
if all those fucking,
if we had to make a run for it,
booming.
Where Tim got married, what is it?
Yes,
the Waltham exit.
That place is booming right now.
It was right around the corner from there. What is that? A DoubleTree?
There was a Straker's right there too.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, We didn't start in the best. We didn't start in the best of situations.
We
made it here today.
We've been through some shit.
No rapey vibes in this motherfucker, dude. We're good.
0 rapey vibes. All right. On that note,
yo, shout out to the Bruins, though.
Well, first of all, okay, yeah. Well, I'll let you get to that in a second. But first of all, just to wrap things up, shout out to everyone who's been listening to us,
rocking with us,
you know,
day one,
week to week.
With me, man.
I mean, if you're a day one guy, please hit us up or something because I don't know. I don't know, man. 4 years.
Day one guy, bro.
Day one guys probably dropped off by now, but it's all good. It's all good. Maybe you'll rejoin us and say, hey, I remember listening to those guys. But for everyone else who continues to listen to us, man, we appreciate it. We really do. Yeah.
Bruins, baby.
The Bees.
Going to the next round, kid.
The Brusque is the new fucking.
Yo, how about Tommy?
Tommy
waving the flag before the puck dropped.
One reason why the Bruins won.
It was all Tommy.
Tommy Heinsohn waved the flag. That's it.
I've never seen Tommy so happy, by the way, when he was waving that flag.
He was like, they love me in Boston.
It's just down in shots.
By the way, the other night, somebody hit a 3-pointer and he goes, yeah! And I was like, that's what I do, Tommy.
He did that. No, he did that when Larkin came in. Like right after like Smart was in, Larkin came in, made up steal, and he was like
you like that play, huh, Tommy?
Even Gorman was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy's just got to the point of just drunkenly yelling at the game, which is the best because that's what I do, man. I do.
No, it's good. It's good to see Tommy with energy.
You guys got something in common.
It's good.
Also, I mean, if the Celtics don't play Game 7 and back at home, Tommy's done.
And you know what else? Leaves do fall in springtime.
The worst call ever. Jack Edwards needs to be fired after that.
He said it twice.
Leaves
somebody
fall in spring.
People need to clown him throughout the day, please.
The worst call of all time.
I literally just looked up. I was like, did he just fucking?
I literally
just
thought
say
I really thought
the leaves fall in spring.
You know, because it was the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And I was like, no, wait.
And they fell in springtime.
Not in the fall where they typically fall.
Yeah.
No, you know what his backup line was if the Leaves won? Leaves spring in the fall. It's fucking robot motherfucker.
The leaves bloom in Boston. That's what he would have said.
Everyone's just like,
Thank you guys for still listening. If you're still listening at this point of the podcast, episode 125. Game 6 tonight. And until next time, follow us on Twitter, please. Subscribe to us on iTunes.
You know, like mid yell, you would just hear like someone just pull the plug off his mic. Like, dude, stop fucking talking.
Hey, by the way,
I'm done. I'm out.
New website, CausewayStreet.com.
Hell yeah, sounds good.
Don't go to the blog, CausewayStreet.com.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
By the way, J. Cole kills Lil Pump.
Yeah, he does.
Kills Lil Pump. Shit's on his life, and
it's not that hard to kill Lil Pump.
But just like murder, first degree murder, no regard for human life type shit.
It was bad.
All right.
Pump will never have a career.
Bye.
Bye.